Yeah, morning traders. Look, if we look across markets today, we are expecting a bit of a mixed picture across Asia. I wouldn't read too much into what we saw from the US. I mean, the Nasdaq was up over 1%, the S&P was up about 0.2%. Well, we were going into quadruple witching and effectively do get some crazy shenanigans in terms of flow taking place. What happens this week will be far more interesting for me. I know that the US is going to be observing Juneteenth, which effectively means that we are going to see futures opening today, but there's going to be obviously light volume, liquidity is going to be quite poor, cash markets will be closed. But ultimately, what will options dealers do with those positions? Are we going to see strikes being lowered? Those put strikes being taken down. Effectively, that means the equity market over time could gravitate towards, say, 3,300, 3,400 in the S&P. Or we see dealers looking to manage that inventory of short futures positions they've got by looking to buy those back, which of course will push the market higher in the short term, something we are watching. But that move in equity is not making a huge amount of sense on Friday, given that we saw the dollar up over 1%. The dollar index eyeing look at 105 level. We're seeing euro dollar, at the moment trading kind of 104.85. The Aussie dollar was materially weaker on Friday as well. And the Swiss franc, obviously the trade du jour at the moment, obviously the big momentum move, given that big flip that we saw from the Swiss National Bank. Now, we didn't see it manifesting in weakness in the equity prices. What we did see was big weakness coming through in commodities. Crude was down hard, nearly 6%. We saw industrial metals down hard. Copper was down over 2%. Rebar futures, iron ore futures on the Dalian exchange down nearly 5% as well. So on any given day, you can say the equity market should be lower, and that's something that we are going to be contending with today. Now, in terms of the weekend, obviously all the focus was on what happened in crypto. I mean, we saw a frenzy of excitement around what was happening, a lot of panic selling playing through. Bitcoin traded down to 17,700 or so. Ethereum was weak. All the coins were looking weak. Now, we have seen a capitulation move, and we are seeing buying coming back up. Bitcoin's just hovering around 20,000 at the moment. Does that mean that's going to sort of give us an indication that the Nasdaq's going to open weaker? I'm not so sure. I think probably the Nasdaq and Bitcoin obviously trading on the same thing, but crypto is obviously not driving the Nasdaq there. Now, big week ahead. We are watching Powell testify to both the House and the Senate. I think that's going to be an interesting one and probably limit any kind of equity gains going forward. So a big week ahead. Trade it with Pepperstone.